anniversary of the assassination to the 35th President of the United States, John F. Kennedy, which will be tomorrow, I think it's only fair that we talk about authoritative transparency. We look at authoritarian as someone who enforces oppression amongst the people that they govern, as well as those people who make those same people submissive, unable to understand the order of operations. We look at transparency, being clear, precise, taking these positions as public servants to serve those people which we represent. Once I initially began this journey to better and expand my horizons as a public servant, the first thing that I wanted to see was field experience increased, so that kids can understand the world is the best classroom. And the people that have the opportunity to display that to the world, we misuse these opportunities because we are focused on our own ideological justifications as well, whatever distractions, whether it be money, as we saw tonight in our ACT presentations, as we are alluding for our kids to do the same thing. Be inspired by money, be inspired by things that are materialistic, not understanding the true course of our responsibility as educators, as administrators, in a position to truly make a difference. This is a very lucrative city with a lot of history and a lot of opportunities to really advance not only education, but life skills. We talk about one Huntsville, quality of life, but we watch as the north and south side are pinned against each other, while people in the middle continue to construct plans that are kept from us, the people you represent. And it's unfair to the kids. As I sit and I recognize my experience as a substitute, as a former substitute in the system, I looked at those situations that these children were going through. And that's what inspired me to start this charity. Teach about faith, uplifting education, no to violence, and sharing. Each of us in here have a specific gift that we're supposed to share. But if we continue to dim that light of opportunity for people to shine, doesn't matter who's in position, doesn't matter what one side of the town looks like, doesn't matter who's assassinated, we're still going to figure out a way to enlist in these same problems. And that's what we've been doing. We've been enlisting ourselves in these problems because we have a lack of authoritative transparency. I ask that you would please look at your citizens and regard them and their concerns, and not just the things that are going to satisfy your temporary, ideological justification. Thank you.
Next speaker, Michael.
Yes, thank you. Once again, I'm Terri, Michal, and actually I'm speaking on transparency also here in the schools. I'm encouraged by the fact that you now are using the question cards. I hope will help bring clarity as we move forward. But what about the past issues? What about issues you don't address during meetings? How we begin conversations over things that you don't care to discuss? Things like the fact that you have teachers with theater degrees teaching 12th grade science in some of our neatest schools like Butler High School. Things like the Student Harassment Prevention Act Incident Reporting Form that is still not in our schools 1 year later after standing here presenting it to you on multiple occasions and even giving it to the lawyer. It is still not in the schools like the law requires. Things like the fact that Principal Hatcher still does not have her certification despite the fact that her emergency cert is expired. There's a problem when parents and teachers have to begin advocating for their students' education. There's a problem when people have to begin recording meetings. There's an even bigger problem when the elected officials make an attempt to stop it. I once fired an employee because she was dishonest. She begged for one more chance. She asked for me to change policy to make it even more difficult for her to steal from me. I told her I was tired of having to stay a step ahead of her and figure out how she was going to steal from me next. The voters in this city are tired. They are tired of reading between the lines to figure out what you're going to do next. You are obviously making some changes to be more transparent. Like I said, you're allowing questions now. But when are you going to answer the tough ones that we have that you want to avoid? You really want to show transparency. Tell us why you are handling the JOJ school situation the way you are. Until then, these smaller efforts will be seen as smoke and mirrors. Don't just give off appearances of transparency. Become it. What happens in the shade comes to light. Where will you be when the light comes on and shines on all these issues I have mentioned, on the side of education and our students, on the side of corporations and legislators? if it's anywhere but the sight of our students, then I think you should be ashamed of yourselves and you definitely should be there.